Um, so two things real quick before I do anything. One, y'all protect her at all costs. I'm not from Alabama, so I gotta let y'all know before I leave. Protect her at all costs. So let me find out. I will come back down and get a very conversation with y'all. If y'all do not do that, because that is a blessing. For sure. Oh my God. Amen. 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 So I came down here on Thursday from North Carolina. Very excited. Did not. Kalanja worked very hard to put this together, right? To make sure it was the right fit mix that, when you hear him talk about, when you really hear him talk about and share the vision behind this, you understand why he crafted the experience that he crafted for us. And so we started with the EJI sites, and on Friday, we have been on this journey of discovery, both in terms of history and community and people, and oh my God, it's been beautiful. That continued all the way through yesterday and ended with an amazing kickback full of creative, beautiful, brilliant people. I am a performer, recording artist, and all these things, but all of that, none of that would exist if it wasn't for me putting pen to paper. So that's what I do, is I put pen to paper. So that's what I did, starting on Saturday. And from Saturday to Wednesday, I put pen to paper. And so in terms of my offering today and my artist reflection and all of that, what I crafted was Black Hollows under Montgomery sky. So that's what I'm going to share with you. This is what this allowed me to create. Slaves are generally expected to sing as well as work. A silent slave is not liked by masters or overseers. Make a noise, and bear a hand are the words usually addressed to the slaves when there is silence amongst them. Frederick Douglass. Singing was a necessary practice for Black folks. It was not only a way to pass the time, pass information and understanding, and give other folks encouragement, it was also a means of providing critical commentary on both the conditions and the source of those conditions. The songs created by enslaved Black folks while working became the foundation for some of the Black South's most distinctive musical styles. These improvised utterances were known as field hollers. These songs consisted of biblical parables, coded messages, and motivating lyrics, operating as both a form of release and resistance. Field hollers were rhythmic representations of pain, longing, hope, melancholy, and spiritual endurance. Enslaved folks sang these songs to pass time while they completed the work they were forced to do. The songs included both singing and movement, imagination, and insight. Each song served multiple functions, signaling across plantation fields, expressing sorrow or joy, or providing a means of psychological survival. Folks also used field hollers to wake up someone who had fallen asleep. Field hollers are a testament to Black folks' resilience, creativity, and humanity in the face of systematic oppression. If you are silent about your pain, they'll kill you and say that you enjoyed it. Zora Neale Hurston. Understanding field hollers is essential to understanding Black history and cultural expression in the South. They remind us of the individual voices that resisted erasure and asserted presence in a society built on dehumanization. They represent the roots of a powerful oral tradition that continues to shape our understanding, identity, and cultural memory. The hollers in this collection are a new set of lamentations about the fields we continue to navigate. Speaking truth is a necessary practice for Black folk. A sharing of information and understanding, it is a way of encouraging the ongoing will it takes to move through a place that does not care for you and considers you more of a problem than a promise, more of a bother than a blessing. These words we seek to deploy are how we provide critical commentary on both the angst and the antagonist. It is a call to those who know and a foreshadowing for those who will know soon. I crafted this collection while spending a week in Montgomery, Alabama. I got a chance to take in the history, the energy, and the beauty. I got to talk to good folks, break bread with good folks, and connect with good folks. This is my offering back to the city and the people that poured so much into me, is a recognition of the South's distinctive position as America's guilty conscience down bottom. We give, share, and exchange with each other. This collection is a conversation in verse, a mix of biblical references, history, social commentary, critical inquiry, coded messages, and wordplay. I intend this to be a form of release and resistance, a declaration that pushes back at the narrowing this country tries to do with our blackness. These hollers are rhythmic compositions of pain, longing, hope, anger, frustration, sadness, and hope. This is us down here. This attempts to serve multiple functions, signaling to our folks, expressing sorrow and joy, and reflecting the breadth of our brilliance while providing a means of psychological survival. It's also an attempt to wake up anyone who has fallen asleep. Consider these hollers as testaments to the resilient creativity and humanity of black people in the face of all this world has tried to do to us. This was made possible by 21 Dreams, Art and Culture, Southern Poverty Law Center, Equal Justice Initiative, Kalanji Gilchrist, Yogi Dada, Montgomery, Alabama, God, Blackness, Our Ancestors, Resilience, Blood in the Soil, Sweat on the Concrete, a voice, a black voice, a proud black voice, a prayer, and an amen. Amen. This collection is a call and response between the American haiku and the American sonnet. The American haiku is a 3-line poem, 17 syllables or less, typically considered to be 5 syllables, 7 syllables, 5 syllables. The American sonnet is a 14-line poem. The American sonnet kind of breaks the form of the regular sonnet, which is usually written in iambic pentameter, and has a volta or a turn in the 9th line. Wanda Coleman, an amazing black writer, and Terrence Hayes have taken the American sonnet and turned it on its head. A crown of sonnets is a sequence of sonnets that address to one person or follow a particular theme. In a regular crown, the last line of the sonnet becomes the first line of the next sonnet. The first line of the first sonnet becomes the last line of the last sonnet, and that completes the crown. A heroic crown adds a 15th sonnet, which has all the repeated lines in order in the 15th sonnet. That is called a master sonnet. In this, I have crafted what I call a crooked crown. A variation on the heroic crown, fit for those who sometimes find their crown crooked but still intact. This sequence is a heroic crown where, starting with the second sonnet, there is a line from the previous sonnet repeated in each sonnet after that, but placed at the poet's discretion. The first line of the initial poem is repeated in the 14th sonnet in place where the poet chooses. The final grand sonnet, because we ain't doing no master nothing, comprises the repeated line arranged to provide a fitting close to the sequence. Y'all ready? This is Black Collars Under a Montgomery Sky. There was dynamic tongues here till colonizers stole them all silent. In a ratio of tongues. Before displaced devils with God complexes claimed this here soul manifest destiny, 5 million here already had 200 ways to speak to each other's souls. An interwoven existence turned poisoned patchwork by those who couldn't stand the harmony. Listen closely and you'll hear their voices in the wind. Go barefoot and you'll feel their voices in the ground. Look closely and you'll see their voices across the night sky. Notice the fault lines on disavowing faces. That is the inherited haunting of a guilty conscience they can't explain. Tears fall when I walk down streets where all this black was paraded to sail. By the riverfront. Them streets down by the riverfront feel different. Like function and failure too heavy of a burden for the asphalt to bear. The city paved them smooth, but they still ride rough. Like you can feel the indentation of each footstep paraded from ship to stock underneath. Them streets by the riverfront feel different. Like trauma won't let the ground settle until the city settles up. Like each blacktop denial is an exercise in futility, a guilty conscience they can't explain. Each crack is a remembering. Them slave traders lost angels in the river who fell back to heaven. Precious cargo. They sold them blessings down the river, sent them south on a steamboat named Prayer to a dock they called an amen. Acted like each purchase was God's reply, a sign he was pleased with this privileged piety that turned sacrilege into commerce. The streets by the riverfront feel different. When you know they kept each penny colored beautiful from the edge of the boat, lest they lose favor, lose revenue, For every drowned promise that never made it to an auction block. Prison blues make them want to turn chain gangs into a chitlin circuit. The Negro Bazaar. This includes actual headlines from newspapers. Welcome to the Negro Bazaar. We got Negroes for all your blue-collar needs. Coal mines, lumber yards, road maintenance, brick making, and brick laying. Turn sacrilege into commerce, offering all these freshly convicted Negroes charged for being all God and melanin sentenced for being too powerful of a poem. There's Negroes for sale. Come one, come all. Under decree and equity, the jailhouse ain't nothing but a discount store. Quality Negroes for sale here at the Negro Bazaar. Torture isn't the history of abuse. It's the feigned ignorance. So black and blue. Also includes actual headlines. What's a black body fitting for? Hickory switches, cowhide whips and paddles with holes, knotted cords and cattle brands, a whipping post outside the courthouse steps. Oil soaked Negroes burned at the stake. Mob howls and delight as he dies, a Negro hanged. Charged for being all God and melanin, lynching called will of the people. Funny how selective people can become. Somebody tell me what a black body fitting for. Not this, not this. Didn't Nina sing that lonesome railroad line would ease your troubled mind? Routes and destinations. Lord, can this railroad line take us to Ghana, Senegal, or maybe to Galilee? Because I don't know if I can take all these whips keep asking of me. Dear Lord, if that's a trip we can't make, then let me know if we can make it to Heaven's Gate. Ain't no compassion for this here skin, feeling the heat and despair take hold, laying metal from Georgia to Montgomery, faced with the harsh reality that we waking away for precious cargo to be taken to depots, sold. They made us brag to be sold. Now they want us to be small and silent. Ain't no narrow black. Ain't no way I can fit all this beautiful blackness in your small-minded view. Can't even pretend to be less than because you can't stand the hue. This here skin be loud. This here body be bold. All this legacy still writing itself. All this story waiting to be told. Ain't no turning down or turning back this black. Can't scare us away. Can't dismiss all this black. And I can't stand to know they still try to manipulate us with lies. But we done endured all your tricks and still make it to the other side. The decision to say no more is sometimes all you need to spark change. Ain't none of us riding. Oh glory, where the black folks at? I'm looking and they ain't on the bus. Rosa set free, but the work ain't done. I'm looking and they ain't on the bus. The meal's been fixed and the carpool set, I bet, because they ain't on the bus. All this story waiting to be told. Black women made a plan, so the king followed suit. 10 cents for the cab, strategy for the route. City pissed at the cost, days of revenue lost. White folks searching for Negroes in disgust. You best to keep looking, because they ain't on the bus. Daddy built a home and a sanctuary so joy could have refuge. This house here built strong, able to withstand weather and wickedness. You tell them to bring them folks on by, off that bus, up out that church, away from the pipes, the rocks, and crates, hate done made and the playthings. There's safety over here at this house. There's food and liquor, coffee and joy. Oh glory, where the black folks at? Because we don't let fear and faith occupy the same space. It's all built strong over here. Purpose real strong over here. Bring them blessed. They tried to beat broken. There is healing over here at this house. Put us on the wrong side of town and see if we don't make it righteous. Over that way. They say over in Centennial Hill, black folks be somebody, be something special, be something beautiful, be the thing needed when the world would rather spill blood than see this kind of shine. But the shimmer so radiant, the devil can't see the aim straight. That's dawn up Union Street. That's the moon's glow between High and Grove. That's a good day's work and a bellowing laugh. There's food and liquor, coffee and joy, a promise and an expectation. Our people be art made from glory and earth and struggles and amens. Grand design. We sculpted sacraments be a divine work and inspired craft and fit for material matter and more ground than sky. This here melanin be bronze and concrete, Tennessee marble and granite, gold leaf and opal stone. These here bodies be a grand design. Be all shape, sacrifice, and heart and resolve. Be something beautiful, both marveled at and motivated by, a testament to the depths of God's imagination. I think God gave my mama a special ringtone so he knows it's her. Praying hands. My mama got praying hands. Spend all day making sure work get done. Spend all evening making sure mouths get fed. Rub cheeks clear of pain. Paints backsides free of foolishness. Washes dishes, washes clothes. Then each night gets on her knees and asks God to be able to do it all again. My mama got praying hands. Be a divine work, a testament to what pressed palms and an open heart can accomplish. I'm standing here as living proof, hoping my hands will one day work the same. Mm-hmm. Georgette. Oh, this one for you. This one I owe to you. Ain't it wild that the way they think about you is supposed to be your truth? Dress for the occasion. I've been wearing truth so long, they seem to think these ain't my good clothes. Just something I threw on before I left the house. Nah, not this kind of certainty. I laid it out before my nighttime prayers and had it waiting for me when the sun rose. Been piecing it together all my life. I'm standing here as living proof. Been wearing honesty so long, they try to make me feel bad about it. Say, ain't you got something else to wear? Now, I don't dress for your ignorant peace. I fought tooth and nail for this here authentic. So I'll wear it any damn where I please.
No.
Yeah. If they create a lie, I'm going to tell the truth. Just watch. Mine's cut deeper. Can't tell me nothing. Ain't no telling me about black folks. We done seen the harm done when others try to tell about us. I'm going to speak for my people. I'm going to share the narrative of our people. Build the monuments, write the books, make the art. Before displaced devils with God complexes, backroom crafting of the policy, back lab experiment on another black body, or backdoor manipulate resources and opportunities. They try to make me feel bad about it. Claim me stuck in the history they racing to reshape. But I'm just real clear about what this is. Real clear about who we truly are. A crooked crown is still a crown. We just wears ours with a little more flavor. Matter of resilience. Oh glory, where the black folks at? The streets by the riverfront feel different. There's food and liquor, coffee and joy. I can't stand to know before. Displaced devils with God complexes turn sacrilege into commerce. Then they try to make me feel bad about it. For being all God and melanin, something beautiful, a divine work. Because ain't no compassion for this here skin. I'm standing here as living proof of a guilty conscience they can't explain. Black hollers under a Montgomery sky. So funny, I was trying to explain this to Kalanji, and he's been having this conversation with me about this. And you know, when I have all the information, he didn't actually know what I was talking about. But I read you the prelude, the dedication, the introduction, and the full crown, crooked crown. And so hopefully what my next step is for this to be printed and available.
Right.
But thank y'all once again for allowing me and giving me space to be the writer that I am, the poet that I am. And it means a lot. This will last with me forever. And I'm going to make sure folks know with this about everything that's down here. So.